This is so bright. Okay, so I think one of the best trees by far are the shaman trees, right? Would you say elemental? Let's just put... I think enhancement and elemental are both like here, right? Like they're both really good. Would you guys disagree? Like they feel really good. The resto one as well? Would you put resto and S as well? Okay. So all the shaman trees seem really, really good. Then I think outlaw probably also up here, right? But I don't want to put something at S if there's things that need to change still. So what do you think? Is there any of these spec trees that would still need like small changes? Or do you think they're literally perfect? Because to me, like I obviously don't play these classes, so to me they seem perfect. So I don't know if there's like small changes that would have to be done. So you're saying Resto needs some small changes? And Enhance, do you think as well? Okay. Elemental you would put on B, really. I guess because of the position of, not Storm Elemental, what's it called? Okay. So let's put them all at A, I guess, because they're not like perfect. Or would you actually put Elemental on B? Would you say they're worse than, they need more changes? A. Yeah, I don't want to put it at S, just because I don't want to put something at S that still needs changes, you know? Because S means it's perfect. If something still needs like small changes, then it's not perfect. So I wouldn't put it at S unless you really think everything about it is perfect the way it is and it should not be changed at all. So Outlaw. I heard Outlaw is like really good the way it is. Again, keep in mind, we're not talking about the actual like number of damage they do. We're talking about the tree's positioning, the feeling of the class, the choices you can make, that kind of stuff. So let's keep Outlaw at S for now. It's true, there's a bunch of not implemented talent, I guess, yeah. Okay, then let's take a look at Hunter, because we just talked about it. So it seems like Survival, the way it is right now, even though they already have something announced, I think Survival is like E. Like Survival seems very bad. I think that's just really bad. Then I think BM looked a bit better, right? I think BM might be like, but still not perfect, right? Maybe B? Or would you put C? Like, what do you say? You say A or B even, okay? A or B, okay. Let's put it to B because I think the Shaman trees are better than the BM trees, right? Like, they need a little bit more changes than maybe the Shaman trees. Then MM Hunter, I would say is D. They still need like a lot of stuff, I think. But a strong D, yeah. Yes, I would say a strong D, yeah. Their talents themselves seem fine. It's just the issue that they have is like the amount of points they need at the top versus the amount of points they can spend at the bottom. So that's a bit awkward. So yeah, I would say like C or D, I guess, for MM. Like MM is not complete garbage. It's definitely just like a little bit of the positioning plus the amount of points they have to spend. Yeah, maybe we put MM at C. Yeah, maybe MM is like not absolutely horrendous. Then, let's see. I honestly haven't looked much at the disc tree. I forgot about the disc tree. Where would you place the disc tree at? It's decent. Would you say it's like B? Okay. So a lot of people say B. Okay, that's good. So like, same as BM Hunter, they need maybe some changes still here and there. Then Holy definitely seemed worse to me. Holy seemed like a C, with some weird stuff going on there. Maybe not C. Actually, maybe it's B. What do you think? Like B? Or C? I don't know. Maybe B. Yeah, there are just some talents I disliked, personally. Like, I think the position of the talents wasn't necessarily that bad. It was more of a fact that it felt like they didn't really get anything. Like, some of the talents seemed kind of meh. But other than that, it didn't seem that bad. So maybe B is fine. Then Shadow, Shadow seemed pretty bad. Shadow, maybe not as bad as Survival, but definitely not great. I would put it at D, I think. Yeah, Shadow is really bad, but Survival Hunter needs its tier by its own. I don't think Shadow is as bad as Survival, honestly. Yeah? Okay, then we still have the Rogue specs, right? We have Asa Rogue. Where do we put that? I looked at the Asa talents and they seem good, but not like mind-blowing. A or B, I guess? Let's put it at A. Do you think Outlaw is like perfect and Asta needs some small changes? Or do you think Asta is also like, it can release the way it is and it would be really good? So you think Outlaw needs changes as well? What do you think Outlaw needs changes for? Or what do you not like about the Outlaw tree? I'm just gonna explain this one more time. We are ranking the specs according to their class trees. not according to how much damage they do. Like, S basically means that your spec tree is perfect. Like, it can be released this way, and it would be really nice. A means that your spec tree is really good, but there might be some smaller things that need to be adjusted still. Like maybe some position things, or like a talent to have 2 points instead of 3, or whatever, you know? And then E obviously means that the talent tree is completely unfinished and it's horrible. I think we're just not gonna put anything on S at the moment. Maybe that makes the most sense. So we're just not gonna put anything on S, because a lot of the trees, they just kind of came out and people just started looking at it. So it's very possible there's like things here or there, like small changes that you can make. Because obviously, when you say it's S, you mean this is literally perfect and no one has to take a look at it anymore and we just like leave it the way it is, right? So even though all of the shaman specs and all of the rogue ones seem really good, it's still possible there's like a thing or two that you might want to adjust or you think about or whatever. So let's just put them, they're like basically S. Like all of the ones that are A, they're really, really good. But we just don't want to commit to S. Alright, just yet. Okay, then we only have the Druid tree left, I think. Okay, so we have Resto Druid, which I honestly didn't really look... I actually didn't look at the Resto Druid tree too much. I also didn't look at the Guardian or Feral tree. I only really looked at Moonkin, so... What do you guys think about the Resto tree? As far as I heard, it's like decent. Like not like mind-blowing, like not like Shaman or Rogue, but like decent. So maybe B? Yeah, I think that might make sense. Then what do you think about Guardian? Guardian is something I heard very little about, honestly, yeah. But there's not many people who really like love like most tanks just don't like Guardian. It seems like. Is there a Guardian icon? There's no Guardian icon. Oh, only healers and DPS. Okay, let's just pretend this is a Guardian Druid. Okay, so Guardian Druid would be B or A even. Really? That good? Okay, I think let's put it at B. If Dorky said that Maul for Guardian just ruins it and all the power is still in Incarn, that definitely seems like that they would kind of need like a somewhat like reworky thing. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Then I heard Feral has some issues still, I heard. Like some basic issues. What do you think? Do we put it to C? Or would you say it's more like Shadow Priest level? There's like barely anyone that plays Feral, so it's hard to tell. You say it's really bad. As bad as Survival? Because Survival is really bad. Let's maybe put it to Shadow Priest. Then we have Moonkin still. I don't think Moonkin is Survival Hunter bad. But it's definitely Shadow Priest bad. Yeah, I think E makes sense for Moonkin. So we have Frosty Case, Unholy, and Blood Decay. I think for DKs, the thing that I noticed the most was their class tree wasn't great. Their class tree seemed very offensive heavy. But we're not talking about class trees, we're talking about spec trees. So I guess we can just ignore the class tree for now. What do you think about the Frosty Case spec tree? That one seemed a bit stronger for sure. You actually think S? Someone's saying B, someone's saying S. Frost is A. Okay, huh? But then you have to consider that we have shamans and rogues here that have great trees, right? So maybe we put it more like B in comparison. Unless you actually think it's like, it needs only very minor changes. Let's put it at B, I think that makes the most sense. Then we have Unholy, which... You guys say that Unholy is slightly worse than Frost? Strong D. Okay, we can leave it at D right now, because if they're reworking it, we're gonna reevaluate this anyway, so... It's interesting because... Okay, wait. Before I talk about the rest, let's just put Blood Decay as well. So for Blood Decay, we're just gonna take Fire Mage. So what do you think about Blood Decay? Only spec tree, no class tree. Weak A, strong B. Okay. So I think the conclusion is that, especially Shaman and Rogue seem really good, the way they are right now. Then, specifically these specs seem really bad. I think Hunter as well. But they already announced that they're gonna rework some of these. They announced they're gonna rework Survival. So yeah, it's E right now, but at least there's like hope, right? Because they said they will work on Survival. Then they also said they're gonna work on Unholy DK, right? So there's hope for Unholy as well. They also said they're gonna work on Feral, if I remember correctly. So these 3 specs they're gonna work on. As far as I know, they didn't say anything about Shadow Priest being worked on, and they also didn't say anything about Moonkin. So the most hopeless specs right now seem to be those 2. Not that there's no chance or anything, right? That they're gonna not work on them. But yeah, like these bottom Like MM, Shadow Priest, Moonkin, Feral, Unholy, and Survival seem pretty bad right now in comparison. When it comes to like their actual, like class, their spec tree, their talent position, some like maybe even some baseline abilities and stuff. Like, because Survival, for example, is literally lacking stuff to press. Like, they literally have 2 spells. Like, come on. And Moonkin obviously has this like very specific problem with AoE. Same with Shadow Priest. Like, they both have AoE issues. And that the whole talent tree doesn't really make sense without proper AoE options. And then Feral, I don't know what the specific issue is, and Unholy, I don't know either. But all of them definitely need some love.